If you see this video, I ask you to please share it. I'm trying to watch again like 3 days later, and I've done already about 10 videos against Elon Musk and exposing his Neuralink with his satellite result that supports this system of chipping in the head uh, to various technology that he wants to bring. An example, speaking to your pets instead of saying animals. He's trying to get something vibrating you. He's a manipulator. A lot of times when devil comes with a technology, they only talk against the seemingly unharmful good size without talking about the other side or the dark side or even the gray zone, which means when you're doing a new scientific research, God is telling me there is a gray zone, which means, let's say, duplicate human. Then you do this testing, and sometimes it happens not good. And what are you doing? There's something here. It's an abomination. There's a gray zone. Now the dark zone, which means using this for evil. And when you do that kind of abomination, it's already evil. So whatever it takes 10 years or 5 years down the line to the devil taking somebody to use this technology like the Antichrist, whatever, it's Elon Musk. Elon Musk is the Antichrist. He has that spirit ongoing. If you look, I'm trying to look, the Baptist, and already this guy that makes noise, it's his house, but already I know that he's bought by the devil. And I like this son of a gun. But that's it. Look, every day, on a Sunday too. Not leaving an example if he was a good person that respect God, not even. And I'm trying to expose here the Antichrist of Elon Musk, whatever it's him or somebody that's inherited that system. This is the system that is in your soul, making a hole in your skull, whatever later on they're gonna upgrade in 5-10 years or in 2 years. We don't need no more in the soul. We can do it even in the hand or even in the forehead exterior, whatever it will be. This guy used the expose of a coin to put it, the size of a coin, and see it for whatever it is. Because when the devil gets you, he likes to get you to a dumb so-called matter, like, in your face, look, what you gonna do about it? And he's laughing more because we know it's a evil man that laughs. And you see Elon Musk laughing a lot, trying like sell you a bad car, and he knows that this can control humans' free will. And this has been repeated 1,000 times, if not at least less, by lots of prophets today. They can be sinful, but they're prophets. It's not because they're prophets they're all perfect like a preacher. It's not because they're prophets they're holy, but God has chosen them, has given them this gift through dreams and visions. And some people come as fake prophets. Some people are bad prophets, meaning they're doing bad stuff. They can be a good prophet for a week and then they fall back in sin and had one prophecy and they didn't lead the example as holiness. Nostradamus had visions or dreams. Visions is when you're awake. Dreams is when you're sleeping. Vision can be on the time you're about to sleep, or when you pray or stuff like this as holy saints. But even God told me that Nostradamus is in hell, and it surprised me back then, not now today, but last year, because he told me. Now I grew up a bit in spirit and in holiness. He told me, and I went up and down. I wanted money. But if a prophet has money, where's the word going on? If the guy that should have show and fight corruption for telling people everybody should share, and if this guy wants money, which means he's not fighting corruption, he led this system, which means if you have a buck, somebody else doesn't have a buck. Now, don't get me wrong on this. Don't misquote me like, this guy is saying that money is all bad and people or money is dirty, is bad, but Some people use it for good and the minimal frame they want. Sometimes God blinds you, like He blinded me. I didn't grow up to church. And let's say I wouldn't have squander and party and let the devil come and suddenly he beats me, I lose my health. And God told me, like He told me, you could have billions. And then the devil knew that if I would have that billion and that voice of speaking, like an angel or power so-called in this world that goes away, I would have eventually, because of a good heart or good intention or whatever it is, try to turn it to good, sharing the word of God. And some people go in finance, suddenly they know about God or billionaires, and this is the time now God is telling you, listen, I've blessed you, I've give you, I'm asking you now. Now you know me, I'm asking you now. Now you took a break, you took a vacation, you had what you want, it's time to grow up. What are you going to do now? There's people, I gave you, there's people now that are suffering because they didn't have before, and now you have. Are you going to do with the other despots or the other tyrants? I think is a better word. I don't even know what despot means, like somebody, I guess, using force. Are you going to be still like this and silent, at the very least, in front of all the corruption you know now in high places and not, and do the same? Are you going to enrich yourself by the blood of people? Or are you going to share and not wait for like fake elections or fake revolution, and then you can smile it a bit afar and then accuse your brother that you were dining in, like the left doing to the right and stuff like this? Or are you going to change now? Or are you going to wait like an hypocrite when you see there's dark clouds like now, and say, well, maybe it's gonna rain, let me give something? Or are you an hypocrite that gives and wants his name over there so something comes back, or charge the government, which means, I guess, the money of people, charging the people, because I guess the government is tax money. So are you that kind of hypocrite billionaire or not? Of course you're billionaire, something is wrong, but are you doing back? I believe, example, Trump, with all his past with blindness and women and stuff, and grandparents, but at least you see maybe that his left party, and he's getting steal by trying to be a businessman, and something is wrong and the country goes down, and the enemy even of your freedom. I'm a Christian. I do not believe that homosexuality or other things that the Bible says. I believe in the word of the Bible, but now I don't go. I might warn my brother, come on, this is not good, with a lovely heart. That's the way they want to hear it, because some people have been abused when they were young, and before they could choose otherwise, that's all they knew, or that's all they got trapped by the devil. So, and they know that a lot of gay people go in the street and say, you're not God, because that's not the way. Maybe that preacher doesn't know better to reach people. Maybe he knows from his background being hard. And some people need that kind of hardness. You're gonna go to hell to wake up. Especially the people that knows really God. They need that. I was one of them one time. You could mean anything, but if you talk to me about hell, yeah, I don't really want to go there. I've seen the bad face and the good face of this hurt, but I don't want to go there. So but I'm tolerating to you, to go back to what I was saying, whatever you're gay or not. Jesus was tolerant. He was preaching, he was warning, because that's the truth. You need to try to be a good person. If you be a good person, you're going to find God, you're going to find the teaching of the Bibles, whatever it is, whatever you're going to go through hardship. It's all about being honest here. But if, for whatever excuse you have, following people behind, holding to your bad memory, or holding to bad stuff, and having a grudge against people or God or life, you shouldn't have a grudge against God, because right now everybody can be for God and good and share. God leaves the choice. But this Antichrist system that's gonna invade your soul through your brain, and like a baptism, but it's a coin making a hole like the size of a coin. You're gonna see the thumbnail I'm gonna probably put here, or go search it, the link of Elon Musk. It's like the Baptist, but for money. All he thinks is that, walking over other people's head, and now even the skull. And I'm not making a pun here. It's really what you see. Because when the devil also, he likes to get drunk. He gets drunk by laughing at people's face and saying, hey, look, what you gonna do about look, he's showing stuff. And when he shows stuff, he's introducing through movies for 10 years about the movies, the science fiction and all this, because he knows that ultimately he wants to control your free will. Now for older people, or for people who don't know and say, man, that's 5-10 years ago, I'm gonna tell you that 2-3 days ago Elon Musk showed what he's working for the last 5 years in this company called Neuralink. I believe it's 5 years, and the last year it was outside. Then they went from the big thing to the smaller thing and adding more electrons. Basically it's something, and he says with the robot precision that he calls a hair hammer. And I put the movie, I watch a scene of a movie, a scene yesterday of Terminator last one, a scene about 1 minute, and that woman was protecting the guy from a Terminator and smash it with a hammer and a hammer and a hammer on his head. This is exactly like this. And he wants to join in also to AI. Right now he says with a Bluetooth, I'm repeating the facts here, that you only see now. And even himself, at least he says, but he's laughing because I don't like him, what he's doing. Is that fruit is evil. It's an abomination. It's an anti-nature. What is an abomination? Is an anti-nature that leads to destruction. And the Antichrist gathered all the stars like God told me, Starlink, that's the satellite. Then I saw going to the right, and that means later on. And then I saw the Antichrist, because before I just saw a field, nothing, close up, and I heard a voice in the sky saying that. And then he gathered all the stars, it went like this, and then I see this silhouette, all dark, and he said, and that's it. So even the Starlink sign is like this. He sent all the Starlink, especially this year, 100,000 lower you can see by your head at night. And he says this is for a cheaper internet. And people don't buy it because they're like, okay, you know what? Internet is not expensive. You're telling me for cheaper internet around the world. Yeah, if you're the Antichrist, you want to make a system to support that chip. And he says with Bluetooth application, speak to your pets, speak to animals. Prophecy says at the end times, animals will speak. So probably a prophet saw in a dream or in a vision, there was this communication without even moving your lips, because this electrolyte or whatever it's called that he's putting as wires that takes that vibration when you think and sends it, and then they see it on the computer. So if you even manipulate this and send a code to that chip through an application like a programmer, basically you go to sleep or you're there and you receive that order to go, like God showed me. It's probably might be the first code they're gonna send. And a little black kid about 13 years old, and I'm gonna make it easy here to sound so nobody flag this video and share this video. He was 2 times killed on the right when he was walking, because he was walking from the left with a black and white woman, just like the type of people that protected their and I'm not saying that was bad, but it's not only the property where it was in the States. And I'm gonna make it this short movie, I'm gonna put others, but then it rewind without seeing the video stuff, because after I see this, they were waiting for him at the corner. I'm like, whoa, because it was suddenly the start of the dream. I'm like, what happened? It went back and God showed me another possibility, and like fate, the guy had to die. He died there. But do you know how he died the second time? By a black man. He went on the right, maybe he was now rushing more, running for his life. He's seen other black kids getting murdered through that code. And other prophets said that when he saw 35 years, I can't remember that name of the prophet on Sid Roth, which puts a lot of prophets there, and video said, I've seen the 35 years of, and that was in the past, of the future. And he said at one time there was no kids. Said, there were no more kids in the world. So this black kid, he can start, and he went on the right, to go back to that story, the second time he died, and he heard a voice, I guess, I didn't hear it, and he's like, huh? And he goes back, and this black window opens on the first floor, and it's a black man. I see him about 40-50 years old with gray hair on the side, he's a bit chubby, and he shoots him right in the face with his gun, right in the face. So this guy probably heard the kind of a sound of his name, or he may be a family member, God forbid, like the prophecy in the old times. Family will go against family. So Christian obviously they're gonna protest this. Not only Christian, but I believe a lot of good intentional people, but the corrupt, the people who will take that, and a lot of prophets receive that dream and they say, why did you take it? Saying to another family member, the mark of the beast, he said, to get what I wanted. So they're gonna promise a lot of stuff. And this poor kid died, like God said, the fate. I remember I thought, when I thought about this dream, when you have to go, you have to go. But is this good? Why not we all turn to God and look up and pray together, and God comes maybe and stop this? You see, that's my point. That's not the fate. You have to die anyways. No, this young kid could. And to go back to that dream, 2 days after Elon Musk, the same day he published this, I was running myself. And there was white people shooting me, and I tried to shoot with the little gun, which I never had a gun. And my bullet did like this. I got shot, but I continued. There was no blood. And that's probably my cell phone or something. And then I ran on the left, and I see some kids, white kids, turning their back to the pizza. You see Pizza Gate abuse. And I see one intact pizza when I run. It's sliding. It's sliding like a Dali painting, like time's up. There's no more kids, like fetus abortion, and it's sliding down, and it's intact. And that kid was a white kid, probably around 16, teenage, when they just chilling around and stuff like, they're resting. So this is what's gonna happen. And I'm telling you, what's gonna stop this Antichrist with this system to first send with promise, or you can fight that thought, or promise at the beginning to get some money, like already the devil puts money. Right now there's one, they puts ad on YouTube. Every hour if you survive for 24 hours, we'll give you $1 million. And then it was before the Hunger Games. And that starts with people who gives themselves and corrupt and start to write these books instead of talking about God. They were called to be preachers, but they got corrupt for XY reason. They want to eat too much. They want this. They want that. They want this. They want what other people who got corrupt put the ads of him, or get that scar, and even sometimes worse, like abusing kids. You cannot do in plain light sight. And the devil knows he cannot put this, because too much people will say no. So he does stuff gradually to get to the worst part, like World War III. Right now we got the CPP, Communist Party, doesn't give you a freedom. And we got the left thinking there's still time to party, but there's no more time to party. They come in, the cops, when there's too much complaint. That's the Communist Party, the other prophecies that they're gonna come here if the left wins. They think there's still time to abuse kids. They think there's still time to do drugs. They think there's still time to do this. But Trump, like a God man, trying to do good and leave you the freedom of this choice. That's the ultimate stuff. He's not perfect. He's not perfect. I'm not perfect. You're probably not perfect. I'm trying to be perfect. And I believe that him is trying to be perfect, and he's a better man than before he was president. Because now it's not only in the spotlight, but he's probably saying, hey, where's the world is going now? The left have sold our thing to the people who wants to come and kill us and doesn't hide, because their system are killing Christians. Not only that, are killing Jews. Not only that, Hindus, they're against and everything. And if they could, they would. Because they did it to their own people if they caught you with your Bible over there. It's not because they don't want to get westernized. How many people live in China right now? How many people go and with a cross in the streets and preach, and what's happening? And this is what's threatening you. And the West, if they win, they open the border, and another prophet said that's going to happen. They're going to come from the West, own all the things, the Chinese. Russia will come, but not too much. What was this guy? He went on Sid Roth. That's another prophet, Alan something. I never knew his last name. And he said that he saw that like a movie. God showed it in a dream. And he said within a year, people will have enough, and it's going to be chaos like never you saw on the streets. If Biden and Harris wins, and God showed it to me before even Harris, to give you that I'm not lying, on the 25th, one day before I publish that Kamala Harris will get mad to a guy on the right, and she will be in the middle. She was in the middle, just one spot for the middle on the right, and she got mad. And I said that person was like an elephant, got mad, whoever it was, a man or woman, and 2 horns came, and an elephant, and it was ballooned up. And she was mad to a guy on her right, or somebody. And she got mad to Biden. And she got mad, she says, but whatever she got mad for, now it looks like she's not mad no more. And she got bought by, you know, you're mad at somebody, somebody comes and say, hey, listen, I got $1 million for you. Now I'm probably offering more to her. And now suddenly that person is bought, corrupt, smile, forget the past. I forgive you as long as you give me money. That's not a real forgiveness. That's not coming to sense. And to go back to my dream, even I wanted to run in the back alley, but the grass was like, it was not flourishing. It was all like withered. Was all ready to be fired, and it was enclosed in some place, tight place that was going. Maybe in the church now, it's good for nothing. A lot of pedophile, not good for nothing, this Eucharist. But God told me, like the movie, to go back to the movie, the dream God gave me, it's like the movie in dreams, taken by pedophiles. And the real Pope Benedict is freezing, just like in that movie. They kidnapped, they stole that underage girl, pedophile, they drug her, and she had the cold turkey, the missing the opium. So look, your real Pope Benedict 16, whatever it was, him, and he changed for worse to better. Look, he's trembling. And that's prophecy, Catherine Emmerich, which Mel Gibson, none other than Mel Gibson, Passion of Christ, is based on the vision of that. Like me, I'm talking to my dreams and vision. And she's been almost canonized more than halfway in the same church that she says is going to be 2 popes, people will lose faith, there's going to be this and that, and etc. That's not anti-Pope Francis that canonized her, that's before. And this guy, every time I turn, is twisting stuff. He's twisting stuff for the darkness. For example, one time the devil came to me and he said to do a song. I had a guitar, and what I've done to be without you, I tried to kill, and I never did a song or the guitar. And he was telling me this. I left God, and I was for a time, the first year, and not even, and I was like in the woods. Even the welfare it was giving me, I would have burned it and massage for one day, and then even not care what I'm gonna eat tomorrow. That's how lost I was. I wanted answer, and this dream came up. And then I said, whatever, wait a minute, I said to myself, I'm saying that what I've done to be like a river without a gauge, I tried to kill. What I've done to be like, I don't know if it was like a vanishing dream or something, because that line vanished. I tried to kill. And now I'm like, wait a minute. I'm saying people that I've done wrong because I'm trying to kill, but I'm singing them and telling them at the same time to try to kill. And that's why the songs are curses. They use good holy, like a guitar instrument that God said, not the that is in heaven, but misuse it with words. And then people dance because of the rhythm, but they're not thinking, it always means something else. When the CIA has a cold, and even God gives me something, it's not like what it seems, God tell me. The Antichrist, like Napoleon and Elon Musk, they come with a smile, like a solution they have, but that thing turns to darkness once they get there. So it's under your eyes. What are you gonna do about it? Me, I know it's that. And God showed it to me, was talking. I heard that was enough. So I'm gonna put it enough. Every time I continue, it gets the worst.